Good evening, I am Matt. This is yet another Feather and Inkwell fountain pen review, and here is the Hongdian A3 in silver and rose gold. Um, what makes this one maybe more unique is the finish. It has kind of that spiraled engraving look on the outside, and the grip, which the cap is a slip-on type and snaps on. It is not a screwed on one. It is engraved horizontally. So I don't know about the others, but this one I liked. It is an aluminum body as opposed to a brass body of some sort with some kind of lacquering over it. So there's no extra paint. This is a bare metal pen. It is extra light being aluminum. Price for this was $34. I did get it with the long blade nib. So that does cost a little bit extra. Let's go over some of the basic terms for this pen. So Hongdian A3 aluminum rose gold appointments. So the clip, which is a smooth rounded clip, very usable, extra points for that. The finial, which has an inside scroll work, which you probably can't see, is back to silver, but has a lot of fancy scroll work in it. And the backside, which is rose gold, is kind of flat, a very slight conical point. Like I said, back to the rose gold theme, but smooth overall. So this I would classify as a cigar shape. It does have the I forgot what you call it. It tapers. It tapers once to the middle, the thickest part of the grip, and then either with the section or the cap, both taper back down. And it does have one ring right here, one ring cap. On one side, I believe this side, it reads Hongdian, and on the reverse, it reads A3, the model name, as you would expect. Like I did say, the clip does work, so you can get it in a pocket fairly easily. It is rounded on the edges, so there's no harsh edges that are going to cut you or material. It just feels very light because it's aluminum. It's a very lightweight aluminum body, so not going to have anything weighing you down. It is like I said, it is a push-on or a simple uncapping mechanism like that. It does snap back on, so you do know when it's secure. It's not just a strictly friction fit. So the grip is, because it has some texture to it, you don't find yourself slipping. And it's not a super slick section. It is metal, but the whole pen is really, really lightweight. So capped, we're looking at 23.5. Uncapped, we are looking at 15.5 grams. So very lightweight, getting back to that either almost epoxy body or possibly even back to our somewhat mechanical looking feather that we reviewed to start off with. So let me see, capped 15 centimeters, 12 centimeters, 4 3/4 lengths. That's our freedom units in the hand. So it's a little bit shorter than I typically like, only by 1/4 of an inch. So it's not my favorite length, but you still can hold it in the hand comfortably. If you want to post it, it does post securely, won't fall off. So bonus points on being able to post if you like posting. Let's get to the written portion of it so that you could see. Now I will say I feel like this ink didn't go very well with it, but I wanted to use this ink. So this is the Lamy Basic Blue. Now this nib is a different type of nib. It does have straight lines, but up here you can see it writes thicker. So when the pen is straight up, very thin line. If you lay it almost flat over the page to where it's closer to a 90-degree angle, it gives you a much broader line. That is the point of the long bladed nibs. Down here, I think this is a result. This is my smudge test. This is a result, I think, of the ink, because no other pen, including the F9, which also is a fine nib, has that little bit of smudge. So this is able to keep up. It's not ink starved. It didn't skip at all on anything. However, I will say I feel like this ink writes really dry. I'll probably keep it inked with this only long enough to go through it once. Now, the good news for me and anyone else that doesn't particularly like one ink in this or another, since this can write so dry even with the long blade, is this is an international cartridge pen. So I do feel like the converter did a fairly good job. Only took me 2 full rotations to get the proper amount of ink all the way filled. But I will say, writing with this, if you like a juicier writing experience, you definitely need to use one of your juicier inks. I love Diamine. For whatever reason, I just chose to go with the Lamy ink because I haven't used it lately. Wanted to see how it wrote with. Might be one of the first ones in a long time I've written with any Lamy ink. Other than my Lamy Crystalline, which that's also been several months. So, well, this is one of their flatter blue inks. I think this is a blue-black. It writes fairly easily. It did keep up in speed. Like I said, I just feel like the ink is a little bit dry. It's not a fault of the pen though. The pen kept up. Everything else about it was good. Folks, it is worth spending the extra money on the long bladed nibs when it's an option. Of the Hongdians, I feel like this is one of their lighter, possibly cheaper feeling pens, but it is sturdy. It's not crunchy underneath. It's not like it almost feels cheap because it's so light and it's metal, but it's an aluminum body. It is holding up from what I could feel. Maybe a jeweler's cloth would get some more shine out of it if you got a lot of fingerprints or oil, but I do feel like on the average, even just thick quality shirt, there you go. It clips well. It's a nice smooth clip. It's elegant. It comes in a long blade. I do recommend the A3. That's it.